Yana, and welcome to your restorative rest practice. Today's restorative rest practice is a practice for lowering your blood pressure. Sometimes if you've had a long day, if you might have chronic high blood pressure, or if you just might feel tense and perhaps even just active, lowering your blood pressure can be manageable with yoga. So we'll start with, if you have a towel or a blanket available, we're gonna make a little bolster for ourselves. So if you would have a towel, you'd fold it the long way and then fold it in half again. And then once it's the long way, then fold it in half. Then you would fold this in half and then begin to roll up and create a nice little towel roll for yourself. If this is too high for you, you could always make it into sections of 3. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and pause the video, grab yourself a towel roll, blanket, whatever it is, and come back. I'll be here. Okay. So now that's done, we'll place the towel roll at the base of the spine, feet parallel, and lean back onto your elbows. The top of the towel roll reaches the length of the spine, allowing the head to have a natural curve back. Bending the knees here, you can place your ribs on the hands on the side of your ribs. Take a nice deep breath into your hands. Feeling the air filling up the lungs, widening with the breath. And then on the exhale, feeling as the ribs draw back in towards one another. Beautiful. Take another 3 breaths like that. So feeling the tailbone grounded onto the floor. You need to inch yourself down onto, so the tailbone reaches onto the floor. You might even wiggle the tailbone back and forth from the right side to the left. Breathe into the hands. Feeling the breath, closing the eyes, allowing yourself to feel safe, supported here. With the breath, with yourself grounded on the floor, and then on the release, blowing the air out, releasing as the hands come back towards one another. The diaphragm draws up and in. And then inhale again, deep into the belly. Expanding the rib cage here. All the way up into the armpits. Release any tension in the head, neck, jaw. And then release the breath, perhaps blowing out the mouth here. And when you're feeling ready, undoing the hands, releasing so the palms face up towards the sky. Unfurling the legs, the feet are a little wider than hip distance apart. And just allow yourself to lie supported on the floor. We'll start today's practice with a nice intention or sankalpa, setting the space for this healing. With a positive affirmation. I am ready to unwind. I am unwinding. Breathe in deep in through the nose, and on the exhale, silently repeating to yourself, I am unwinding and letting go. So blow out the mouth. And one more relaxing, calming breath like that. Breathing in silently, fully, completely. Silently repeating to yourself, I'm ready. I am letting go. I am unwinding. Fantastic. And when you're ready, rolling over to your right side, moving that bolster out of your off the back. We're going to use it to sit on to begin with, so that we can have some space for this underneath the sit bones, some height that allows the femurs to cascade out of the hips. Beautiful. Inhale, releasing the hands forward, walking the forehead down towards the floor. And sway back and forth from side to side. Breathe in behind the right shoulder blade and the left shoulder blade. Feel the belly button on each exhalation as it moves back towards the spine. Swaying back and forth. Releasing the head, neck, jaw, shoulders until the elbows move down towards the floor. Breathe deep into your sit bones. Release the back of the neck. Round into the bottom of the pelvic floor. Feel the spaciousness in the back of the neck. Inhaling and exhale out the mouth. On your next inhalation, walking the hands over towards the right knee, towards the right side of your mat. And you can place the left palm on top of the right hand. Again, ground into the sit bones. Notice where they're touching onto the mat or this little mini bolster you've made for yourself. Breathe into this point. Creating spaciousness. Noticing how you can breathe into the sciatic right here, the sciatic nerve. This really grounds the body and simultaneously calms down the nervous system. On your next exhale, walking the hands back to the center. Both hands move to the left side of the body, so that the left elbow is in front of the left knee. Right palm grounds, pressing into the top of the left palm. Both palms towards the floor. Release the elbows towards the floor, touching the floor. You're noticing any tension in the eyes. Can you soften the eyes? Soften the belly with the breath. Breathe deep into the back of the pelvis, the lower back. Exhale, walking the hands back to center and walking the hands back up. Very slowly coming back to sitting, neutralizing the body, keeping the eyes closed here. Both palms facing down on the knee. Inhale, rotate the shoulders up and down and back. And then release the chin towards the chest. Left ear, left shoulder on the exhalation. Inhale here. Exhale, head back to center. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. And then rock the chin back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale. Head back to center. Right ear, right shoulder. You can squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs. Really make sure those shoulders move away from the ears. Chin back to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Just rocking and rolling any tension out of the shoulders and the neck. Beautiful. Right ear, right shoulder, and then back to center. Beautiful. Head back up. And when you're ready, release the bolster out from underneath you. You can place it in front of you as you'll be resting your forehead on it. And knees wide apart. Toes together, coming down into a child's pose. So anytime that we move into positions where the head lowers to the same height as the heart or below, we're really signaling to the nervous system it's okay to calm down. Signaling to the blood pressure you are okay to slow down and stabilize, even lowering the blood pressure. Shoulders wide apart, fingertips pressing into the ground. Breathe into the middle of the forehead. Notice the forehead as it touches the surface beneath it. Breathe deep into the lower back, hips, softening the belly on the exhale. 3 more breaths here. Inviting the shoulders to move away from the ears. The jaw to soften. Sighing. Even slowing down the breath on the exhalation. And walking the hands back up. Coming to lay on your back. You can place the roll underneath your head if you like, or directly onto the floor. The head can rest all the way on the floor if that feels better for you. Crisscross, arms palms facing up towards the sky, crisscrossing the right knee over the left. And if you don't have the bolster underneath your head, you can place it on the left side of the body and slowly bending the knees towards the left side, allowing that right knee to rest on the bolster. If it's not high enough for you, or if the knees intertwined is too much for you, you can undo the knees. Fold this in half and place both knees, allowing the left leg to rest on the floor, the right knee to rest on the bolster. Taking your hand, your right hand, lowering it down the center of the back spine, noticing if there's a curve in the spine. Can you straighten out the curve by allowing the right hand to draw down to the bottom of the spine? Left hand can rest on top of the left knee. When you're ready, let's exhalation, opening the right hand out to the side, right palm up towards the ceiling. Breathe into the space in the lower back. Softening the right shoulder down towards the ground. Coming back to that intention. I am letting go. I am relaxing. Noticing where does the mind wander to when it becomes active. Giving yourself permission to just rest and be at ease. See if you can bring the attention back to the sound of the breath here. Beautiful. Undo the legs back to center, both palms up towards the ceiling. Tick-tock the knees back and forth to the right side. Knees drop to the right. Knees drop down towards the left, releasing the lower back. Knees drop to the right. Knees drop to the left. And one more time. Knees right. Knees left. And then back to center. And you reach down and grab a hold of your blanket bolster. Towel. Moving it to the opposite side. And crisscross the left knee on top of the right, allowing both knees to drop down towards the right side. And again, if that's too much for you, just allowing both knees uncrossed to drop to the right side. Left knee resting on the bolster. Face your right hand on top of left thigh. Breathe deep into the back, allowing the left hand, if it's available to you, to trace down the space of the center of the spine, straightening out the lower back. Hand traces down, left hand traces down to underneath the buttocks, drawing that left knee a little bit closer so that you really eliminate that curve from the lower spine. Breathe deep into the belly, and on the exhale, opening the left arm out towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Breathing into noticing the stretch underneath the left shoulder blade. Breathing into that space, softening with the breath. Breathe deep into the belly. Releasing the eyes, the jaw, the neck. One more deep breath here. And on the exhalation, releasing the arms, palms facing up towards the sky, knees back to center. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest. Interlacing the fingertips so that they wrap around the shin or the back of the thigh. Rock back and forth from right hip to left hip until the entire spine is on the floor. Inhaling here. And exhale to release. And then release the legs, feet down to the ground. We're going to come onto our front side. So rolling onto the front side. You can leave this bolster here on the left side, placing the left knee bent on top of the bolster if that's available to you. And then crisscross the hands, left palm on top of the right. Right ear comes onto the ground. And releasing the front of the torso onto the ground. This is a particularly amazing pose to slow the heart rate down. The body supported by the ground.
biofeedback of the breath, noticing the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Eyes closed here. Deep, full inhalation, sweet, complete exhalation. If it feels better, you can place the forehead facing down towards the ground, forehead resting on the hands. Noticing the breath as it moves in the bottom of the belly, up through the center of the ribs, all the way to the back of the heart, underneath the arms. Loosen the jaw. See if you can hold the breath for just a millisecond at the top of the breath. And then on the exhale, releasing, allowing the breath, deepest exhalation of the full, whole, complete day. Letting that breath go, following the breath as it leaves the body. Belly button back to spine. Perhaps holding the exhalation out on the bottom. One more full deep inhalation. See if you can slow down the breath here. Exaggerating the inhalation, feeling it as it moves all the way into the back of the heart. Letting go, I am relaxed. As all the breath leaves the body, the whole front of the body releases onto the floor. On your next exhalation, straighten that left leg, flipping your head over so that the left ear releases onto the ground. You can grab that bolster, move it over to the right side, bending your right knee. Right knee rests on top of the bolster, this time crisscrossing, so that the left hand is on the bottom, right hand on the top. Left ear rests on the hand. Taking a moment to notice the difference between the two sides here. Taking another deep inhalation here, seeing what can you do to become even just 5% more comfortable. Feeling the benefits of this practice, allowing it to sink in. Maybe the elbows open a slightly wider. Maybe you breathe deeper into the belly. Maybe you adjust that bolster, bending that right knee to 45-degree angle. Whatever it is, allowing the mind to be washed with this feeling of calm. Using the breath, especially the exhalation, to let go. Sending the inhalation, perhaps holding at the top, releasing the exhalation fully and completely, creating space at the bottom. Notice how relaxed the hips are beginning to feel. Breathing into the base of the spine, noticing that space underneath or in the hip flexors, the opening of the hips. Beautiful. 2 more breaths like that. Deep, following the inhalation. Repeat as the belly button draws back towards the spine on the exhalation. And then when you're ready, undoing both of the legs. Straighten both legs. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Pressing the tops of the feet into the ground. Rotate the shoulders up and down and backs as we come into Sphinx pose. Pressing the tops of the feet, the knees, chin parallel to the floor. Breathe in to the front of the heart. Allowing the breath to fill up the belly. Shoulder blades kiss on the backside. And on the exhalation, widening the knees. Coming back to child's pose to end the practice today. Toes together, knees apart, arms wide. Releasing and letting go. Forehead pressing into the ground. Facing the palms in prayer behind the back of the head. Giving thanks for this practice. Giving thanks for your willing, able ability, able body as we calm down the nervous system. And going back to that intention that we set for ourselves at the beginning of practice. Repeating silently to yourself, or maybe even aloud, I am relaxed, I am calm, I let go. Namaste, and Ashe.